Hey there, how there, ho there, it's Jeff Goodint. Welcome to yet another second and 10 video to do with football. And today we're going to be looking at the NFL 1990s tournament, 16 teams, one goal to be the best of the 90s. The rule is that all 10 Super Bowl winners, from the 1990-91 season to 99-2000, qualify for this championship, and then 6 runners-up, 6 Super Bowl losers. To get to be in as a Super Bowl loser, we take franchises into account. Buffalo's been to 4 finals, and I pick only one Buffalo team. So of the 4 teams that rejected, 3 were Buffalo. And then since the Packers lost a Super Bowl, but they've won a Super Bowl in the 90s, that team would be booted. So Buffalo in 91, 92, 93, and Packers 97 are out of luck. So we have these matchups for you. Our first matchup has to be a Dallas matchup, right? Our first matchup will be, our first matchup is a Dallas matchup. And it will be the 93 team taking on the 96 Pats. Drafted from Alabama as a national champ. I'm ready back to start with, of course. Michael Irvin, Alvin Harper, Kevin Williams, wide receiver, Jim Price at tight end. That's weird. Other than the other check. Anyway, they changed from time to time. Mark Trny, Kevin Hogan, Mark Stefanowski, Nate Nugent, and Eric Williams are your own line. The 96 Pats are D-line. Mike Jones, not the Mike Jones from the Rams. Neil Sagapaloti, Mark Wheeler, McGinnis, Todd Collins, Ted Johnson, and Wayne South, linebackers. Kyle Law, Ward, Roy Ferry, So, anyway, the 93 Cowboys, they started off 0-2. Emmett Smith went on a contract negotiation by 0-2, and then they ended up being the Giants on the final day for the NFC West.
Timeout offense.
Jefferson and Ben Coates are receivers. Bruce Armstrong, William Roberts, Dave Wallenberg, Todd Rucci, and Max Lane are online. Dallas's D-line, Charles Haley, Tony Casillas, Russell Maryland, and Tony Colbert. Dixon Edwards, Ken Norton, and Darren Smith are linebackers. Larry Brown, Thomas Everett, Jerry Woodson, and Kevin Smith are your DBs. Pats in 96 did quite well for themselves in the AFC. They took advantage of the Broncos losing to the Jaguars in the playoffs to make the AFC represent the Super Bowl. First down.
First down. Flag on the play. Holding. Offense. Good.
Alice in the red zone.
Touchdown, Cowboys. This is good. That's good. Touchdown, Cowboys. That's good.
Penalty Dallas. Went 31 for 46, 239. Aikman 23 for 29, 299. So close to 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Emmett ran for 2 catches, 1 back. Emmett 97 receiving, 202 yards. Emmett's on that year. When you adjust 24 to 9. Red zone trips against 4. Also for Joe. No turnovers. Wow. So you got that. Denver's got to go play Pittsburgh next because I always got 2 matches to worry about. Okay, so Denver, Pittsburgh goes first, and then we'll go to Buffalo. Wait it out. I'll wait it. Denver's here to wait.
Great football team. We cheer the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Three Rivers. Like Tom Sackett defense. No way, this is kind of Neil Donald's kind of team. Matt Morris and John Williams will run the ball. Yancey Thigpen, Andre Hastings, and Jordan Hayes. John Jackson, Tom Newberry, Mary Dawson, Justin Svacek, Leon Cersei, the D line for Denver, Neil Smith, Michael Dean Perry, Cooper Ace, Taylor, and Albert Williams. Alan Eldridge, John Rowe, and Bill Romanowski, linebackers. Darian Gordon, Steve Atwater, Sweet! Henry Braxton, and Ray Crockett for your teams. So yeah, so the 95 Steelers, Super Bowl 30 losers to Dallas, and personal Donald Trump goes 3 passes right to their again.
First down.
Also to add, Pittsburgh could fumbled that chance at Super Bowl 30. The Colts almost won it on a Hail Mary by slid off and Billy Slap. John Elway will be your pivot. I can't see anyone else. Von Hebron and Detron Smith-Ringelbaum. Rod Smith, Ed McCaffrey, Chen Shepard, Ryan will receive. Tony Jones, Brian Habib, Tom Naylor, Mark Tweeter, Anthony Simon, Iola. Bryson Butler, Joe Steed, Ray Seals, D-line, linebackers. Chuck Brown, Kevin Green, Carolina, Ethan Kirkland, Frank Lloyd. DBs, Aaron Lake, Myron Bell, Karen Perry, and Willie Williams. The 97 Broncos, the team that finally got to the Super Bowl, finally gave John Elway his title. They did it. Yes.
First angle. First angle. First angle. Flag on the play. Roughing the passer. Defense. Flag on the play. Pass interference. Defense. Flag on the play. Flagrant face mask. Defense. First down. First down.
Again, no turnovers. Great, she went back 24 and yes, there's no turnovers by anybody. Donald 70 for 32, 135. Terrell 105. Oh, no. Like, Racer 213, the touchdown. Gordon and Hack, Gordon had to put. Stupid score. 4 red zone with Denver, Pittsburgh. Missed the field goal. They had one golden chance in the second quarter. He missed. Earl Griffin didn't play. For Denver. Alright, let's go to Atlanta. Yeah, that's right. We gotta go east to west. I understand. So Atlanta, Tennessee and Atlanta will play their game next. O-line. Bob Whitfield, Gene Williams, Bobby Quebec, Kevin Collins, and Ephraim Solomon O-line. Tennessee's D-line. There's Javon Curse, Josh Evans, Mason Fisk, and Henry Ford. Not that Henry Ford. Aaron Warfel, Joe Bowden, and Eddie Rem from the linebackers. Bernard Walker, Marcus Robinson, Blake Bishop, and Samari Lauder DBs. The 98 Falcons beat the Vikings. Remember in the NFC title game, Ricky Reyes Super Bowl indoors. Lost the Super Bowl to the Broncos because of Eugene Robinson's stupidity. Eugene Robinson's stupidity. And let's not forget that the Falcons actually were decent. They were 14-2. Everyone forgets that the Falcons were 14-2 when they went to the Super Bowl.
Flag on the play. False start. Offense. Timeout, offense.
27-20.
First down.
Let's go to 95 Dallas, 90 Buffalo. Let's go to.
The Bills make me wanna kick your heels up and throw your hands up and down.
Let's see. Trny, Larry Allen, Ray Donaldson, Nate Moody, Eric Williams, Blind Buffaloes, D-minus the NCAA Eagles, Jeff Wright, and Dave Smith. Cornelius Bennett, Ray Bentley, Shane Conlon, and Darren Talley, and linebackers, Kirby Jackson, John Hankey, Leonard Smith, and Nate Williams are DBs. The 95 Cowboys won Super Bowl 30, Larry Smith, Larry Brown, Smith, and receptions. And that was the end of the Dallas Dynasty.
Clipping. Receiving team.
Howard Ballard, John Davis, Ken Paul, Jim Baker, Leon Wolf, Alice Feeling, Charlie Haley, Leon Lett, Russell Maryland, Gilbert, Dixon Edwards, Robert Jones, Godfrey Johnson, linebackers, Larry Brown, Brock Murray, and Aaron Woodson, and Deion Sanders. Buffalo, everyone knows about their 4-3 Super Bowl losses. This was the closest to the Super Bowl. They were favored over the Giants in 1991 to Super Bowl 35, but really, of course, Skyler would miss that field goal, but it was from 48 yards. Not many kickers could do that. And it was on grass, too, so Buffalo didn't go for grass.
Live on the play.
False start. Offense. No good.
Right left. I slipped out of the whole chance.
Timeout defense.
This is good.
First down.
What is he thinking? I go for three. Go for three. Go. They're not gonna let me. That was a mistake. Go for three to your field goal to tie the game. No, it's the MVP. What were they thinking? You go for the field goal, tie the game. You go for the tie. What a mistake. It was a mistake by 8 to 26, 180 yards. Only 50 for 24, 177. What a mistake. They let the clock run out. I wonder if they would have tied the game first in overtime. I'm sorry, but that's not kosher. That's had to New Jersey, Green Bay, and the Giants. Brad Favre, Babe Ruth, Colin McPherson, Edward Bennett, Willie Henderson run the ball, Tony Freeman, John Beebe. That guy has very big defensive line. Earl Dodson, Aaron Taylor, Frank Luther's, Ryan Freeman, and John Reichel. The Giants, D-line, Eric Dorsey, Eric Howard, and Ron Washington. Four linebackers, Carl Banks, Steve Diosi, Cooper Johnson, and Lawrence Taylor. Mark Collins, Mary Guyton, Greg Jackson, and Irish Sponsor, and DBs. So 1996, the Packers brought the title back to Tattletale. Brad Favre actually had an painkiller addiction. Went to get treatment and was better after that. And Desmond Howard,
First down.
Flag on the play.
False start. Offense.
Flag on the play.
Personal foul. Kicking team.
that caused them to pivot. He was pivot for the makes him go for the back side. It would have been him or Simpson. He said either one. Only Hampton Road, Arthur run the ball, working with Stephen Baker and Mark Carl. Eric Moore, Bob Couch, Bart Oates, William Roberts, and Ted Reisenberg. Both like Packers D-line, Sean Jones, Trevor Brown, Santana Dodson, and Reggie White. George Flynn, Wayne Simmons, Brian Williams, your linebackers, Doug Evans, Stephen Butler, Eugene Robinson, Greg Newsom, and your DBs. The 1990 New York Giants. They went to Super Bowl 45. They beat the Niners in the title. Sims got hurt. Step in. And the Giants won with 5 field goals by Matt Barr, beating the Niners. Shot no defense and that big punt. And they won the Super Bowl 2019.
First down.
Falcons for 30 for 167 without touchdown. Far 3 men. So that's 7 to 3. All-time total defensive battle. Only one trip to the red zone for both teams. Yeah, it was a defensive battle. 7-3. It wasn't even raining. Yes, it wasn't. Alright. So we're gonna go. Should we go down? No, Dallas has to go second last. We're gonna go with St. Louis next. Yeah, San Diego, St. Louis, and then we'll head to Denver. Stan Humphries at pivot for San Diego, Nate Trny at BME for running attack, Mark Say, Sean Jefferson, Alfred receivers. O-line are Dan Brock, Will Carrasco, he's out of some Giants, and it's been pretty hot. Joe Millicek for 3. The Rams team line is Brett Wistrom, right Angry, DeMarco Clark, Collins, Mike Jones, Todd White, Kyle, Billy Jenkins, and Dexter McCool are your DBs. So the 94 Chargers, Sean Indians in Pittsburgh. One Super Bowl win by the Niners. Here's the intro. Have a cross. And then he was actually an overnight grocery for IB in his job. Marshall Falk, Justin Hawkins. Oh. Isaac Bruce, Ricky Kroll, and Willie Williams and receivers. Offensive line, Orlando Pace, Aaron Hillier, Mike Gutierrez, Tom Newton, Freddie Miller, Airline. Chargers defensively, Chris Mims, Quentin Davis, Trny, and Leslie Lemieux. Dennis Gibson, David Grace, and James Sayer. Linebackers, Barry Morgan, Derek Harrington, Stanley Richard, Dwayne Harper, and DBs. So the 99 Rams are 5-11. They're ready to have Trent Green be their starting quarterback. And Warren being backed up, then Green injured himself, and went with Kurt Warren. Dick O'Neill said, "We will work with Kurt Warren." And it worked. The Rams were on the magical run. They won the NFC title. They took on the Titans in the Super Bowl, and won by a touchdown.
defense. First down.
Second and 6. Go to the 2-minute warning. Now we set the clock.
Timeout offense. First down. First down. Holding. Defense.
Touchdown, Chargers. Two-point conversion again.
And all their timeouts. So.
Timeout offense.
The Chargers were just totally upset out of the hat. Yeah, Rams had everything going for them. 4 turnovers. 119 for 37, 235. 158 receiving by Fall. 48 running, he had 26. Humphries 18 for 38, 184. And Bush at the clock punt. They starting with 5 field goals, and they had 5 field goals. That's 1 year play. So yeah, they had a lot of scoring plays. The Rams only had 3 scoring plays. Yeah, it's like, how did the Rams win this game? They did. They did, 23-20. Only 2 more games left. We're gonna go to Denver next. 91 Washington, 98 Denver. John Elliott pivot for this team. Terrell Davis and Howard Griffin running the ball. Rod Smith and McCaffrey Shannon Sharp receiving the ball. Defensive line. It's Tony Jones, Daniel, Tom Miller, and Marcus Lee for Spain. Washington's D-line, Charlie Mann, Kim Johnson, Eric Williams, and Fred Stokes. Andre Collins, Grover Marshall, Matt Millen, great linebacker. Darrell Green, Danny Copeland, Brad Edwards, and Martin Mayhew are your DBs. Denver, the 98 team that actually started 13-0 in the season. Elway was injured halfway through. Bobby Brisker did pretty well. The Broncos roared their way to the Super Bowl and finally gave John Elway the retirement because he wanted it. Oh yeah. Right off the bat, for 48 seconds. Mark Griffin, pride of Alberta, Canada. So pivot, Ernie Biner, and Gerald Riggs for the club. Wolf cast-offs for the club. Art Monk, Gary Clark, John Warren for the club. Joe Jacoby, Riley McKenzie, Jeff Bostic, Russ Graham coming in for Schlupp for this weekend for the club. And Jim Lachey, the Hawks. Denver's D-line, Matt Labusa, Steve Trailer, Trevor Price, and Neil Smith. Bill Romanowski, John Mobley, and Glenn Jurassic linebackers. Darian Gordon, Eric Brown, Steve Atwater, and Ray Patrick. 7 years.
Kick is good.
Yeah. Minutes.
Timeout offense.
Rippon 24 from 37, 258, 2 touchdowns. Clark 36 yards receiving. I think we kind of went too quickly, right? I think we did too. I think we should have. Oh, I read the clock wrong. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Stanford and Dallas. Well, these two teams have to face each other. So Dallas. Denver has 2 teams. Dallas could have 2 teams in. Maybe 3. Denver. Pivot. Emmett Smith and Bruce Johnson running the ball. Michael Holmgren, Calvin Murray, Ray Millerchuk receivers. Offensive line. 39, John Gassett. Mark Stefanowski, Nate Eady, and Gold. I know. Denver's D-line. Dennis Brown, Dana Stubbs, Ryan Jackson. Ken Norton, Brent Connor, Lee Woodall, the linebackers. Eric Davis, Vernon Davis, Tim McDonald, and Deion Sanders. So tonight's Cowboys. Finally giving Dallas a 10 after so many years. And Crush Buckles, what we got? 6 yards, damn it.
First down.
Flag on the play.
False start. Offense. Timeout offense. First down. First down.
10-7 Dallas.
It's no good.
Ignore it. Wide right. 2-minute warning. 10-7.
Kick is good. Touchdown, Cowboys. The 2-point conversion is good.
Dallas wins 28-21, so Dallas gets 2 kicks. Emmett 109 running 2 touchdowns. Aikman 23 for 30, 267. 109 receiving to Emmett. Young 25 for 44, 290. Nice 1 yards. It was actually a Gordon caught the ball and then lateraled it to Harper. Make it 10-7. You don't see that every day. Emmett running the ball. And then Vernon Hayes at pick 6, 20-21 Dallas. The Niners never went to the red zone. Almost won. They almost won. 20-21. Charles Haley was on a belt. So, to recap, Tennessee beating Atlanta 27-20, 93 Dallas beating New England 31-17, 92 Dallas winning 28-21, 95 Dallas surprisingly didn't go for the tying field goal. Packers winning 7-3 over the Giants. Chargers beating the Rams 23-20, that was a shocker. 97 Rams 24-0, and 98 Denver 28-23. So 2 Dallas teams, 2 Denver teams. What would have happened if Dallas had done that? Emmitt Smith, the offensive player of the week for the 93 Cowboys. Chris Chandler, the only one with 300 yards, that was 336. Emmitt Smith, 109 running for the 92 team, 105 running for the 93 team. Marshall Faulk, 12 catches. John Mobley of the 98 Broncos is the defensive player of the week. John Kearney, the special teams player of the week with 5 field goals. 15 points, only trailing 93 Dallas as Emmitt Smith, who had 3 touchdowns combined. We're in the quarterfinals. Yep. Oh, wow. Wow, okay. So if the 95 Cowboys had won, well, they went for the field goal and then they ended up winning. They would have played the 92 Cowboys. It would have been a battle of Dallas. The 93 Cowboys host the 99 Titans. 96 Green Bay heads to 94 San Diego. And the 2 Broncos teams have to play each other. Well, that just sucks. You got the 2. We would have been screwed because we would have had 2 quarterfinals end up being like, unplayed because the 92 and 95 Cowboys are too close together, and 97 98 Broncos. Well, that would have actually given at least one Dallas team, one Denver team in the semifinals. We could still see a battle of Dallas. The 93 Cowboys could win, and then 92 Dallas could win too. Anyway, let's autoplay the 4. We have to autoplay Denver. And it's the 98 squad, 45-14. Bubby Brister is the hero. So yeah, the 98 Broncos are in the semifinals. For sure. That's Elway's last ride. So yeah, Green Bay, San Diego. Could be Green Bay. Favre versus Humphreys. 92 Dallas, 90 Buffalo. Good for Buffalo. And Tennessee will have to go to Dallas to take on the 93 squad. So, yep, we'll see what happens next week. I'm Jeff Diamond, and adieu.